We are back at it again here with another video with Invest for Tomorrow. To the first time viewers and investors, welcome to the channel. To all subscribers, welcome back. Here we are with the SPY, the SP 500 index, continuing to fight and hold support here after testing key resistance levels. And in today's volatility, our SPY bot at 10:15 a.m. sent out a bear indicator, and from that moment forward, outflows crossed the midpoint to the downside. Pure weakness there on 42 vision. And put options went up 200% plus within an hour, guys. If you guys want to receive this clarity and edge of the charts, you can now gain access to it as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicators, getting connected over to our bots, and becoming part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together by receiving this clarity and edge over the charts and using these resources to maximize in either direction, whether stocks are going up or going down. So here we are with the SPY, the SP 500 index, fighting to hold support. And in today's video, we're going to break down some key levels I would watch going into tomorrow. But before we do, I want to share with you guys the home run opportunity that was mentioned this morning over at the Discord. So the home run today was spectacular and beyond expectations. And if you guys want to buy these stocks early on and receive this clarity and edge of the charts, you can now gain access to it as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicators, getting connected over to our bots and becoming part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together. So the home run today was from our Apple bot. Our Apple bot at 9:15 a.m. sent out a bear indicator, and from that moment forward, outflows crossed the midpoint to the downside. Pure weakness there on 42 vision, and put options went up 170% plus within an hour, guys. If you guys want to receive this clarity and edge of the charts, you can now gain access to it as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicators, getting connected over to our bots. We look forward to having you join us, and we strive for opportunities like these every single day. Let's jump to these charts. Here we are with the SPY, the SP 500 index, doing a full transition from bright green bars to white with red borders. And if this is your first time coming across the channel, this is 42 vision, which allows us to see the dips from the rips to the dips, and where the strength and weakness lies within the charts. And we also use our bull and bear indicators and inflow versus outflow as an extra layer of confirmation, which I'm going to pull up here and you can now gain access to as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicator, getting connected over to our bots and becoming part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together by receiving this clarity and edge over the charts and using these resources to maximize in either direction, whether stocks are going up or going down. And in today's video, I'm going to pull up the inflow versus outflow indicator, which adds that extra layer of confirmation and gives us that edge within the volatility. So here we are with the SPY stock, the SP 500 index, back under a bear indicator at the 549.80 level. First bear indicator that pops up since the bull indicator from down here at 541.50. Something to not ignore here in these charts as well. On the 30-minute, it's done a full transition from the rip area to the dip area, and we saw that happen back here back on June 14th when it switched quickly back to a bull indicator later in the day. And that's something I'm not going to ignore here going into tomorrow. Could it find support and hold itself up here at these critical levels here between the 546 level and 548, right? That's where things were sitting tight here in the last 2 days, and we broke out towards the resistance we were watching of 549 and 550 area. Now it rejected sharply here, and we're back down here fighting to hold above 545. Now it isn't the only stock with a bear indicator. We have the QQQ here back under a bear indicator at 47.50. You have Tesla here as well under a bear indicator at 185, and down here at 181 fighting to hold itself up. And then you had Apple dropping here since yesterday with that bear indicator at the 218 level, breaking through key support levels even through the 210 level. And here it is fighting to try to get back up towards it, sitting at 209.87 in the after hours. Now in the bigger picture of the 1 hour, we could see here as well a bear indicator popping up at 549.21, And first bear indicator that pops up since the bull indicator down here at 542. So definitely something to not ignore here. We've hit a transition so far from bright green to red bars. And if this weakness were to continue downwards, the next transition would be white with red borders. So I will be watching that if it breaks through key support levels. Now, in the volatility of the 15-minute, we could go ahead and see here a full transition happen from bright green bars to white with red borders. It is fighting to hold itself up here in this tight range between 545.50 and 548, sitting currently at 546.92, not that far off of 547, and a bear indicator dominated all day since 550.12, and things rejected in the middle of volatility, right after the open, and then sharply fell down all day. Now, we're going to go ahead and pull up the inflow versus outflows, and I'm going to break down the key levels I would watch going into tomorrow. Here we are with the SPY stock, the SP500 index, with inflows trying to pick up here in the second half of the day, but outflows crossed over and dominated all day here on the 30-minute chart. You could see that going into the open and hitting outflows here of negative 3.91. Now, outflows are still negative here, sitting at 0.67, but they're green and getting close to the midpoint, and that's something I will be watching here the rest of these after hours and going into tomorrow. Now, when we go ahead and zoom out and look at this from the 1 hour, we could see outflows dominating as well. They've leveled off and they're sitting at 3.27, right? Negative 3.27. It's trying to hold up here and stay above 345 and hold support. And it's going to be crucial to justify any further move to the upside. And that staircase effect, these inflows will need to start picking up and switching from red to green and head towards the midpoint. So I will be watching that going into tomorrow and the rest of these after hours, especially with how close the 30-minute is. Now, in the volatility of the 15-minute, we could see here how we're sitting here really close to the midpoint at 0.03 positive. That is literally right there. It needs to pull away from it to go ahead and start that transition upwards. Possible bull indicator to cancel out that bear indicator, and then go ahead and retest key resistance levels. Now, if these outflows fall back down, it could quickly start to reflect that weakness into these charts and retest key support levels and pull down the 30-minute and 1 hour with it. And the first support level I'll be watching is 545. If that gets broken through, then I'll be watching 543. And if both of those get broken through and that weakness reflects even into the 1 hour, then I'll be watching 541. Now, to the upside, it's going to be crucial and critical here for these inflows to start pushing up higher here in the volatility of the 15-minute, away from the midpoint, continue that staircase effect here, and roll it over into the 30-minute to cross the midpoint. And the first resistance is 548. Then above that is the 550 level. And if both of those get broken through, then I'll be watching the 551 to 552 area. It's going to be crucial for these inflows to cross here on the 30-minute and start pulling up the 1 hour, switching it from red to green. That is definitely something I will be watching here closely going into tomorrow. These inflows need to start to begin on the 1 hour and follow on the 15-minute and 30-minute. So these are the key levels I'll be watching to the upside and to the downside. The bull and bear indicators are going to be crucial, and these inflow versus outflows are fighting here, right on the 30-minute and 15-minute, really close to the midpoint, and they're green. They need to start pushing up, and that 1 hour needs to switch from red to green, heading upwards, and I want to see these transitions begin into dark green and bright green bars, right? Like we've seen previously in these charts, and for possible bull indicators to pop up as well. As always, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.